to lay it all out. Can I hear my snare drum?
Yeah, keep it rolling, sis. I'm on it.
That's okay, thank you. Shake a man. Mess on my own this. Walking down the miles and the long journey. Yeah, people said we are nobody, but we know certainly we are somebody. Yeah, time is so hard. This day like night yet. We struggle hard to see we get to the light. Like brothers and sisters, we join our hands to work hard. Yeah, and we are making sure that we get to the promised land. Promised land, a land of milk and honey that is costlier and worth more than gold and money. We are making sure that we get out of this jungle and don't let you walk your car beyond my scissors true. No matter the ocean, we will swim through and tell you words. Can I explain all we have gone through in the hands of the enemies? Zoo and the government, Biafran blood, pass through with love. But we have Chukwuoki Kabiama, nothing goes wrong. Blacks rules everything around me, and it's pound in my DNA. Cash rules everything around me, and it's found in my DNA. Yeah, freedom is everything about me, and it's found in my DNA. Biafra is everything about me, and it's found in my DNA. We bear from blood, we never give up in this struggle. We are aiming high up. We are smart and fast, and the miss can't catch up. Yes, we know what we want, so we keep our pace up. Listen, we can't demand for what is not ours. It is a lane, then for sure. I'm about to say I'm a Biafran blood. I'm a Biafran. Biafra is blessed, Biafra is great, cause Chukwuoki Kabiama has approved it himself. You see, Nigeria glooms while Biafra blooms. Biafra is an ideology, and there is no way that you can kill an ideology. Instead of Biafrans and Biafra, blood through our veins, and all the efforts of our enemies to stop us has all been in vain, cause we are the chosen ones. Yeah, blacks rules everything around me, and it's found in my DNA. Cash rules everything around me, and it's found in my DNA. Okay, freedom is everything about me, and it's found in my DNA. Biafra is everything about me, and it's found in my DNA. DNA. I apologize if it hurts you, but that's the truth. A Sunday, a Wendy.
Yes, once again, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom, men and women of goodwill, conscious people wherever you are all over the world, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and to some of you, depending on your time zone. This is Radio Biafra Extra, and we are streaming live through Radio London. Radio Biafra London is being anchored by the Deputy Leader of the Indigenous People of Biafra. His name is Mazi Uche Ukafomefo. He is from Abati. Abati is in Anambra State, and Anambra State is Biafra land. Mazi Uche Ukafomefo is the man who have assured us he will not allow the heart of this project to see corruption. And like I say, one day we will come to appreciate the mindset behind those words. Mazi Uche Ukafomefo is standing on a deputizing capacity on behalf of our Supreme Leader, Mazen and Yokukano, the King Ralda of Afari Beku, the one and the only man who stood up to speak for the collective interests of the Biafra. Afari Beku is in Umuahia. Umuahia is in Abia State, and Abia State is Biafra land. Mazen and Kano is the director of Radio Biafra as well as Biafran Television, the one and the only man to command the loyalty of the Biafran people, from Egala to Idoma, down to Cross River State, Akwa Ibom, Delta State, Bayelsa State, Imo State, Abia State, Anambra State, Ebonyi State. He remained the one and the only man that commands our loyalty. By the grace of Chukwuoki Kabiama, I am George Onyibe. I come from Abo. Abo is in Delta State, and Delta State is Biafra land. And of course, tonight, as always, we must move ahead to appreciate the Biama, the one who sits in heaven and presides over the affair of man. Because without him, we are gone as a people. And so in my humble way, I say to him, Anyị na-aja gị mma maka n'eziokwu na ịmara mma ịhụnanya ị na-adị obiọma gị o juru anya dadị o inwe gị mgbanwe ọ dịghị onye dị ka gị ịbụ Alfa na Omega anyị niile na-asị na ịdị mma ise. And of course, this moment, we all know the time we are in. On this segment, our team remain back to your root. To your root. I understand that we are still battling about the truth behind those words. But you will understand in the end that your root is your root. Your root is not your root is not about the drama you put up. Your root is simply back to your father. Who is your father? What brought us here together is our father. Our father. My father is not a Fulani man. My father is not Yoruba man. When we say go to your root, I want to believe that there may be need for us to revisit the very foundation behind my presentation. Because lately, I understand a lot of people misunderstand what we are saying. But not that notwithstanding, on this segment, our team remains to you. And of course, our ANCESTRAL judicial system, ANCESTRAL, the kind of judicial system that our ancestors. That is what we are going to review. And so those who think it's about religion, those who think it's about how do they say, everything I tell you is back to your root. But before we go into our study to look at it deeply, I have a special announcement to make. And of course, this is coming from the leadership. And our people must be very careful. As you can see, IPOB to ever, our people are waking up, and we are very happy about it. But don't make any mistake, the enemies are not sleeping. They are working day and night to be able to make sure they undo us. But I tell you, 100 times over, they will not be able to undo IPOB. Not in this life, not in the next life to come. And of course, we all understand that IPOB have a structure. Irrespective of the words, command and control and the rest of it, IPOB have a structure. We have a structure. And so any coordinator who is not obeying this structure is actually inviting problem for themselves. Tonight, I am specifically giving this announcement on behalf of Nasarawa State. Nasarawa State. Our people in Nasarawa State, as you are listening to me, if anything go wrong, there is nobody to give us information what is happening in Nasarawa State. I will not want to go deep into explanation because the coordinator has been called to give account of his action and he disobeyed the principal officer. In fact, the media personnel that was sent to represent them in the meeting on Sunday was chased out, even against my instruction as the Nigerian Interim National Coordinator. They chased the guy out, which is very bad. And now the announcement is simple. Coordinator have an answer. He need to show us who the finance officer is. I noticed this thing 3 years ago when I went to Nasarawa. I asked them to show me a finance officer. They brought a small girl. Your coordinator have made arrangement and they have sent our people to join volunteer. I have consulted the head of the volunteer. He said he's not aware. About 27 of them have 15,000 naira to somebody, as I have heard. I need him to come and tell me where he took our people to. I'm not going details, but I'm saying this for those of you in Nasarawa. If you are doing Kaba, the visitation you will get, you will not like it. Nobody make Rob with IPOB name. There are many reports on the table and he will not listen to anybody. To cut the long story short, I sent some from Kano to go and review what is happening there. They chased the person away. Now those of you in Nasarawa State, your coordinator, let me get their name so I can be very correct in what I'm saying. The name of Nasarawa State coordinator is Uchenna Ude. As from this moment, Uchenna Ude is placed under 6 months compulsory suspension for subordinating the African rep. From today, the 9th day of March 2020, Uchenna Ede is placed on compulsory 6 months suspension. And under these 6 months, his deputy and his secretary is to take over until the Northern Rep appoint people who will go over there to review what they are doing there. So as from this moment I am making this announcement, Uchenna Ede is no longer the Nasarawa State coordinator. He is under compulsory 6 months suspension until his matter is reviewed. Judge Onyibe, as the African and Nigeria Interim National Coordinator, do not have right to remove, to appoint, to suspend without clearance from the DOS. But they have been doing it. And the following person are to take over the office and communicate, or rather the Northern Rep will communicate to them and let them know what will happen next. The deputy of Nasarawa State coordinator is Samson Ede. Samson Ede, and I think is the younger brother or elder brother of the state coordinator. But we will look into that later. Samson Ede, who is the deputy, will handle the family until this issue is investigated and resolved, alongside with the Nasarawa State Secretary by the name Ugu Kenneth Chede. Ugu Kenneth Chede, the Nasarawa State Secretary and the Nasarawa State Deputy are to take over the family in Nasarawa State, while the Northern Rep, Mazi Kenneth Ogani, review everything that is happening in Nasarawa State. And after then, every other arrangement will be made. And so if you are with the IPOB family in Nasarawa State, heed to this instruction. I will stop there for now. And having said that, as the African Rep and the Nigerian Interim National Coordinator, having received the directive to do this, we go ahead to our topic. Our people must understand we are not here to joke. Give us order, give us order. Is that how they are going to give you order? Is that how you are going to obey order? If anything happen in Nasarawa State now, who gives account? But I will not digress after that. Now we go back to our topic this evening, which I said our ancestral judicial system. And don't forget, our team remain back to your roots. Our ancestors or our society was built around judicial, legislative system. A society during the days of our father was built around judicial and legislative system. This formed the basis of governance for ancestors. I say go back to your root. My target is go and find out how your father behaved. Go and study how your father behaved. There are so much you are going to learn there. Believe me. This is not about religion. This is about identity. The Caucasian understand that there is certain things about their father that must be preserved. The European know this truth. Some Africans know this truth. Indian, Malaysia, Indonesia, Majority of the people in the world know this truth. It's not religion to them. It becomes a way of life. Our people must understand, when we talk about democracy, our people must understand, how did our family, our ancestors manage their community? One of the greatest wonder or mystery regarding Biafran people is that how can these large people live together? And they have different language and dialect, but they never fought against each other. It is after Obasanjo went to initiate structural boundary adjustment program that we begin to hear about communal crisis in Biafra land. Before Obasanjo adjusted the boundary of Biafra land, there is no land, nowhere you can see quarry today. If Akwa Ibom people are not sensible enough, by now they will be fighting with Abia over boundary adjustment issue. If Abia state is not sensible enough, by now they will be fighting the state over boundary adjustment issue. If Bayelsa is not sensitive enough, by now they will be fighting River State over boundary adjustment issue. But do not make any mistake about that. Cross River State and Ebonyi State are fighting as we speak today over boundary adjustment issue. All hail Obasanjo. That is his handwork. But like I said, it's a mystery that our ancestors here over 5,000 years before now, they never quarreled over boundary. And that these people have this of government in place. And so when somebody tell you they discovered us, they colonized us, you begin to wonder, what exactly did they colonize? They are the one who discovered us. They are the one who write our story. But we were here before. And so here before they came. Never mattered until they came. But that is not our objective on this segment. Our objective is for you to understand who they are and appreciate them. Because here in IPOB, a lot of people are telling our story in different way. But only those who feel our pain can actually tell our story. If you hard work with us, you will not understand who we are. Having said that, the making of law and the interpretation of law becomes the sole duty of our elders more than the implementation or the making of law, unlike we have in a modern day society. Our ancestors in their community, they understand that the implementation of law is more important than the making of law or the interpretation of law. Of course, I don't want to use government terms. They will tell you that we have three arms of government. You have the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary. I do not want to go deep on that term. But what I'm trying to tell you is that our ancestors understand that in the presence of these three arms of government, this organ of government, interpretation becomes more important than making the law or implementing the law. As you have in modern day Nigeria. First of all, we must understand that the disposition of government structure in the modern day society is not the same thing with our ancestors. For instance, I have tried to study how our ancestors organize their community. It is referred to as democracy. But if I say that our ancestors actually operate with a democratic system of government, some people will now begin to think they live like Nigeria. No. What Nigeria is practicing is not democracy. It is not democracy. That is why I say that what they are doing is demonstration of grace. Nigerians do not have separation of power. In Nigeria today, you can all bear me witness that there is no difference between the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. In judiciary oversight their function. Even when the president is dead, impersonators use the executive office to oversight their function. And if you call that democracy, and then I will believe the definition of democracy should be adjusted. Nigerian claim to be a democratic state, but we all know it's not true. A country where somebody wakes up in the morning and enact law. A democratic setting where we use decree. A democratic setting where strangers become citizens. Foreigners are more powerful than the owner of the land. A democratic system where some people will decide who get allocation and who don't get allocation. But so I will say our ancestors use democratic system. But let the explanation tell you the truth. And not until we go back to this path, we will still be struggling. And now, having said that, for example, we have three main organs of government. The judicial, all of them, including the executive, they have their function. Our ancestors based the running of government or the society on the following basis or principle. Number one, it's truth and justice. And that is the society our ancestors run was based on the following principle. Number one, they call it truth and justice. And the Igbo we say Ofonogu. This gave birth to the following right. When you say truth and justice, when you say Ofonogu, what it entails is that number one, there is religion tolerance. Religion tolerance. Now, when we talk about way, is it religion or culture of our people? Let me see how I can break it down. When we talk about the high priest, the juju man, as they call it, when we talk about the juju man, or the dibie, or the ubebulu, in every community, you have two types of medicine man. I don't know the name to call it. Because no matter how I try to call it any name, if you change it to English, you see there is deception there. But what you call them is Ogomo. But please, if you are Igbo man now, convert Ogomo into English. You will see it's not evil. Ogomo is the people who worship the spirit. So when you say, I worship God in spirit, you are Ogomo. But when you use it in Igbo language, Aomogomo, it becomes evil. But let's not go there now. If you look at those who worship Ogomo, which is supposed to be evil by our ancestors, this is what they do. For instance, in my community, we have two forms of native doctor. And this native doctor, there are ones that are good, and there are ones that are bad. For instance, I have said this before. In my home in Abo, we share a boundary with a community native doctor. This community native doctor is referred to as the bad native doctor. They don't do anything good. The only thing they know how to do is to poison people. Every bad thing, that is their own. And they are isolated from the community. If people see you visit them, they know why you are going there. But Father, this native doctor is known for evil in the whole of the community. He has not killed anybody. He didn't poison us. We live with him. He didn't even poison our chicken, not to talk of our dog. But I tell you, that native doctor, he doesn't do good. His own power is not to do good. It is only evil. The community allows them. But then there is another native doctor. What they do is only good. I'm just trying to make you understand that there were religion tolerance. And of course, you will know where I'm going to. And so there is another who is pure. The only thing they do is good. Sometimes if you watch Nigerian home video, only that they are only teaching you about ritual. As if our ancestors, all they did was ritual. We go and warn another dibie and say to them, do not touch this man, he's under my protection. Then another dibie will say to another dibie, that man will die because I have been paid to kill him. But they know their boundary. The king or the leader, the elder of the community, do not discriminate on both of them. They manage And so the system of government our ancestors practice enabled them to have religion tolerance. And now that will tell us one thing. When we talk about religion in this struggle, I want you to understand something. Nobody is fighting anybody. Have it at the back of your mind. I have said it time without number. I am a Christian and I will not want anybody to violate my conscience. I am Reverend George Onyibe. He remain like that till tomorrow until I say otherwise. He remain that way. The religion tolerance does not mean that you are wrong or you are not right. The religion tolerance is just as our ancestors say, Onye na chiya, you carry your gomo and enter your house. Another, you carry your Bible and enter your house. The next person carry your orobo sheke and enter your house. The target is that the people first before any other thing, or else we are gone as a people. Our ancestors understand this truth. So in as much as we keep quiet and we watch songs, it does not mean we are losing focus. Our father, I didn't say that. Our father, Sonye na Chiya, it is not because they don't have a God, but they allow religion tolerance. Because sometimes when I say, go back to your root, and I say some of the things our ancestors do, those people we think is, let's kill fowl, let's do. But all those things are part of the things our ancestors do. But do not use your own to disturb another person. Our ancestors understand the need for religion tolerance. And we, their children, must imbibe in that, emulate them. But does it now mean that when there are Yoruba people colonizing our people, we keep quiet? No, that is not religious tolerance. Before now, before I became, I can assure Yoruba pastors 80% of Christians, Biafran's youth. Before IPOB came, Yoruba pastors control almost 80% of Biafran youth. This is not right. Now, let me digress so that somebody will understand what I mean. So when our lines are open, you call, you know how to focus and know where we are coming from. If you go to the Bible now, for instance, I would prefer you go to New Living Bible, New Living Translation. And then I'm going to read 1 Corinthians chapter 5 from verse 11. Because it is self-explanatory. He said, I meant that you are not to associate with anyone who claim to be a believer, yet indulge in sexual sin, or is greedy, or worship idol, or is abusive, or is a drunkard, or is a cheat. He cheat people. He said, don't even eat with such people. I do not want to go. I want you to follow me to verse 12. Verse 12 said, it is not my responsibility to judge outsider. Listen very carefully. It is not my responsibility to judge outsider. It is not my duty as a Christian to judge those who are not Christian. It is not our duty. Because I don't come here and say Muslims do this, Muslims do that. Because we all know their way already. That is their cup of tea. I'm talking to you now as a Christian, not as a Ogomo. And so when you come, say, don't judge, don't judge. Because you are not reading your Bible. Now we continue from that verse 12. But he said, but it is certainly is your responsibility to judge those inside the church who are sinning. He says it's not your duty to judge those who are outside the church, who are not Christian. But if anybody say they are Christian and they are committing sin inside the church, the Bible says it is your duty to judge them. 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 12 said that. I didn't say that. So when I come here and tell you that many pastors are 419 in Nigeria, don't tell me I'm bringing up religion issue. I am saying the truth. Because the Bible asked me to say so. If I don't say so, they will be hiding inside the church. And we will never stop saying it until they leave our youth alone. Until they begin to Boko Haram, we will not. I refuse to leave the church because I cannot change the church from outside. I can change the church from inside. And knowing that the church has many criminals in the church have positioned themselves to undermine our position as a people, we stand the way we stand. We don't talk religion here. We talk about the blame of our people. And so I can assure you tonight that as Reverend George Onyibe, I have the right to judge Pope, I have the right to judge Pastor, I have the right to judge member. As far as you are a Christian, I have the right to judge you. I do. The Bible asks me to do that. 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 12. Let us continue fight on to before you bring offering. Verse 13. The God will judge those outside, but as the scriptures say, remove the evil person from among you. Why am I bringing this up? Our fathers have religious tolerance, and an IPOB, Shabbatarian, Yehudian, Judaism must understand that the same right they have is the same right the Christians have, the same right the Christian, the same right the Ogomo have, the same right the Ogomo have, the same right the Omenale have, the same right the Omenale have, is the same right all of us have, both St. Bottles and everybody the same right. This is where we worship. This is not where we divide denomination. And at this moment, our people in Yoruba church will understand what we are saying. At this moment, our people in Yehudian and Judaism, we know what you are saying. At this moment, they will understand that it is our land first, America first. You don't hear it? They don't say Christianity first. We know America is laid on the foundation of Christianity. The founding father of America, all of them are Christian. In fact, Abraham Lincoln made sure that majority of the inscription in America, from the World Trade Center to the dollar to the White House, all of them have Bible inscription. America is a product of Christian. But they never say Christianity first, or God more first, or Ototo first. They say America first. Without your home, who are you? Because we don't have a home. That is why they are killing us everywhere. Because that is why they are. Because we don't have a home, that's why we are running everywhere. What we are here to do is to restore our home first of all, before any other thing comes in place. And so when I say back to your root, don't tell me I am Antichrist, because you have no idea who I am. Don't tell me I'm he's going to be a gomo. I'm asking you, go back and look at what your father did. You will see this enemy who want to conquer us, or who feel they can conquer us, they don't stand a chance. And if we put Biafra first, they will disappear faster than they came. Number one. Number two, the principle that they worked on through justice, truth and justice. The next one is that they have free trade. I discussed with an elder from the coastal region of Biafra. I said, for thousands of years, our fathers all the way from Edo State, of course, do not let our people are in Edo State, down to Bayelsa State, down to River State, down to Akwa Ibom State, they had trade together. How do they manage it? And now, do not make mistake. A market, everybody don't say the same thing. It will amaze you if you go to Nigerian market, what they said there, it will amaze you. Let's look at Ochanja market, for instance. Before the war, the genocidal war, Ochanja market remained the largest market in Africa. The largest market in Africa. And my mother told me that there is nothing you will go and look for in Ochanja market you will not see. Which means if you go to Ochanja market and say, give me eyeball, they will sell eye for you. Anything you want to buy, say there is nothing to buy in Ochanja market before the war that you will not see it. Now you will understand why the Nigerian terrorists targeted Ochanja market. And now let us assume I'm in Ochanja market, and I have to sell certain things that look like contraband goods. I need license for it. Let me bring it in a clearer light that you can understand. When you see, they tell you, oh, somebody carry cocaine, they catch the person, they send it. But who don't take cocaine? We all take cocaine. So why they not everybody? Do you know there are companies that buy cocaine and sell cocaine every day? And they will carry it into the aeroplane, carry it freely, and somebody will see it. They won't arrest them. They will call them drug addict or drug baron. They won't kill them. Majority of the pharmaceutical drugs we have contain cocaine. The reason why they have to kill another man for carrying cocaine and they don't kill another man for carrying cocaine is because some of them got it through legal means. Today you cannot question Fulani herdsmen because they are carrying unregistered, unlicensed AK-47 rifle, killing everybody. They will deny the one. You can't trace them. But if their rifle were licensed and we know who shoot it, believe me, they will not be doing what they are doing. And now what am I trying to say in effect? Our ancestors create a platform for free trade. Whatever you are selling, people must know. And they say, okay, since you have a genuine way of getting it, go there. For instance, you go to some clinic, they sell blood. Is it good to sell blood? Is it not suspicious to sell blood? And so by the time you go to such clinic, or if the government of the day is in order, you're supposed to have, ask every hospital that have blood bank, where are you getting this blood? Because there is nothing that stops these people from kidnapping people and draining their blood to sell, to make money. The same way they are selling our kidney and our liver and our lungs to make money in Nigeria. But then, you go to the clinic, you say you want to sell your blood. They buy your blood. When I was at home, I know many young boys who go to the clinic and sell their blood. They sell it. 1 pint, they sell it. And the hospital will scream it and keep it for another person. But for instance now, I want to sell blood and I open a shop without properly ensuring that I have all the facility that it takes to preserve the blood, and I begin to sell it. A normal government will not allow that. In other words, our people, when they talk about justice system, they have fairness in trade. Do all those things. You that they will make you irrelevant economically. Everything Igbo are doing, we will do it. Adamu Farouk and Kule. Not because there is need for them to do that. Not because that is their own side of trade. Just because they want to undermine you. Our people must understand this thing and begin to look at how our ancestors survive and begin to do that. And it will amaze you the breakthrough we will experience. And then the last thing, principle you need to understand is that they have freedom of association. There is freedom of association. To Anambra in Ifitedunu. And I met an Akwa Ibom man in the place I went to. And the Akwa Ibom man was very comfortable. I was like, see as you like Anambra. He said, oh boy, here in our own London. Oh. I was happy to hear that. An Akwa Ibom man telling me that Anambra is their own Europe. Oh. I was happy to hear that. And the brother began to show me other Akwa Ibom people. I was happy. And you won't know that Akwa Ibom, or is it Akwa Ibomite they call them? They have freedom of expression. But this time we have found ourselves now, there is no freedom of expression, but rather it has been abused. And so our ancestors have a pure democratic system put in place. But all these are just a way of trying to introduce our topic this evening. Go back to your root. And don't forget our topic is our ancestral judicial system. Our ancestors based the running of the society on daily basis on the following principle. Number one, like I have mentioned. Number two, they have a court system comprises of not less than 12 elders in the company of not less than 24 elders in the presence of the people to administer justice. In other words, in our society before now, this is how they manage it. If this system were in place, nobody can impose governor on us. We don't regularly have a king like a monarchy system you have around the globe. It's a different setting. But we have a leader. The form or the system be compared to the Customer Court or Supreme Court as the case may be. You see, there is one of the judges or magistrate that presents the matter. He has 6 other judges that are supporting him. That is how our community will run. the most elderly man stand to give decision. To be checkmated by 12 elders, depending on the public community. When you read your Bible and it said that 12 elders bow before God, you think it's just 12 elders in heaven. This is what our ancestors were doing. And so when they gather at the city gate to make decision, they now tell the people, we want to impose coffee, for instance. The 12 elders will reason with the leader. Why do you want to impose coffee on the people? He said, because wild animal is coming to attack us. Let us impose coffee so we can save the life of the people until we are able to kill that animal. These 12 elders, we said, okay, let us go back and tell the community, we will come back to you with their report. And each of them will go to their clan and tell their people, our intend to do something like this. All this thing I'm telling you, this is exactly what you are seeing replicating in IOB. When we say go by your route, you should understand what we mean. They will now go to their different jurisdiction. And this is what our leaders say. They want to impose coffee on us so that they can be able to checkmate the wild animal coming to kill us. And the people will say, it's true. It's even eating my goat. The wild animal have taken my hen, and so on and so forth. All of them will come back to the elder, the leader, and they will say, yes, we have heard from the people. This is what they said. And then the leaders, the king or the elder who is in charge of the community with all the elders or members of his cabinet will now endorse it. They will now say, all right, so shall it be. From a K day, from that Afo day, there shall be coffee in Biafra land. Now, nobody complains about it. Because it is the people that have the power, not the king. Nigeria is government of the people. But you, the people, you don't have a say. You protest to register your displeasure. They will pass a decree to stop you from protesting. You tell them that they are idiots because they are behaving like one. Nigeria will pass a decree of hate speech. That is not democracy the last time I checked. But our people must go back to their root and find out how our father survived all these people. Because our father witnessed Fulani, Hausa, and Yoruba. Our father witnessed British government and Oye company. They witnessed them. How did they survive? Today, without IPOB, you people will hear when. By now, everybody will be rota-scatter. And when we are telling you to go back to your root, we are to go and begin to put something in. They speak to their children in a language they can understand. They speak in parable. They don't need plenty word. They just make a parable. Param. The word will hit your spirit. Single word. And so at the end of the day, you see that the power is actually coming from the people. If at the end of the day, it boils down well, the people unanimously agree. At the end of the day, something goes wrong, the people unanimously agreed. No single man played law in his hand. And we look at the third principle there. They converge about 3 times in a week and leave a break period in order to consult the high priest or to give room for in-depth reasoning between the people who are involved. When they make a decision, they come and deliberate on the decision like 3 times. Then they go for break. And that time they went for break is the time they want to get the people's opinion. There are things I must tell you. I'm still trying to understand how it functions. They will say, Eke Nkwo Afo Ori. Then the next one, they will say, no, that is a resting day. There is a way they regulate that 4 market days. And so when they sit and make decision on 3 days, on the 4th day they rest. And they are allowed to hear the people's opinion. The next day they come back and they start debating about the same thing. Do Biafrans have people who are reasoning for us? That is no. Do we not have place where they are reasoning for us today as Biafra? Because we have moved on. We have moved on with principles we know nothing about. We have moved on with a way of life that is alien to us. Of course, we must evolve, But evolving does not mean that we should lose ourselves in the evolving. And then we do not have the right to fight for Biafra land. If we have to evolve and become American man, and then Biafra land is not America, we need to go to America or Japan and begin to fight for their right. Now you see, as you are evolving, make sure you take a part of you with you. As you are going away, make sure you take a part of you with you. In a Car People's Forum where I am, they brought in somebody into the forum today. And they say, I beg, use your language, introduce yourself. And the person started speaking. I was happy. I felt pain myself. I felt pain. Because my son cannot stay in that forum. My children cannot stay in that forum because they cannot speak up. Their failure or weakness as a son is my failure as a father. And I will make sure that before I die, they must speak up like me. Very painful. Because if my son entered there, even though I'm there now, they say, yeah, use Abo to introduce yourself. And I say, Daddy, tell them now. Daddy, tell them now. Father did his job well. I cannot say, Daddy, tell them now. Because I am well equipped. I can assure you that in the future, the winds are going. When your children come home, there will be problem. And that time you will remember today. The way Fulani are impersonating us, Yoruba are impersonating us, very soon you will not know who is who again. And so if we do not understand, there will be problem. Let me digress a little bit. Do you know Yoruba have language they speak, they know they are the one? Do you know Hausa have language they speak, they know they are the one? But please, can you tell me language Abo speak, they know they are the one? Can you tell me language speak, they know they are the one? Please, can you tell me language they are the one? Is there any Igbo speak, you know they are the one? No. Where you even come, say, I want to take him. He say, my friend, it's well, everything is fine. It's well inside the way. My brother, go back to you. If say it's a gun more, carry a go begin to knock it or your state for you. But of course, I must try to make you understand. Some of these things, but he really mean. He really mean. And the number 14 there is that based on reasoning and understanding, guided with their conscience and experience, which matter, they come to a logical conclusion. Because by the time they go back to the people, they said to the people, why do you want us to do this? Why should we call for coffee? We can as well send the hunters to go and hunt the animal at night. Why would it be necessary for coffee? Because my son is sick and I have to take him to the native doctor. At this time, you're calling for coffee. What if there is an emergency in my house? Your coffee will kill my family? No, we have to look for a way. And then, through conscience, through pure reasoning, they debate this issue and said, okay, since you have a family challenge that will prevent us from having coffee, we will make solution readily available for you, but we need this coffee. And that is when the majority is saying the right thing. Majority of Biafrans are telling you, divide Nigeria, let us go. But they are telling us, no, you must be Nigeria. You must be Nigeria. If I tell Nigeria, go back to your root, what you would have done is to call for referendum. That is what our ancestors would have done. That is why you have autonomous community everywhere in Biafra land. Because when you shout, they give you autonomous community. If not that dividing of state is bringing development, by now, Delta State would have been divided into 30. Anambra divided into maybe 21. Based on conscience, based on reasoning, logic, they do the right thing. Number 5 principle that they deploy when it comes to governing the society is that in case where the true facts were not available to decide such matter, with policies in place that forbid the involvement of party from making any further action until they hear from the community. Sometimes they have issues that is so confusing. If you go back and read, your things fall apart. When the action of Okonkwo will lead to his death, he couldn't get support from his paternal home. He moved to his maternal home. And when the maternal home saw the trouble is too much for them to bear, and they cannot send their son away, and their son, Okonkwo Ibubedike, will not want to stain the name of the maternal home, he decided to kill himself. He killed himself not because he's a coward. He killed himself so that that evil will die with him and let the village be free. How many people are willing to die for Biafran today? These are men of honor. These are men of integrity. But they are wisdom too deep for you to understand. But you will meet up, don't worry. And so at this moment, our lines will be open. I have tried to expatiate in many ways, but I simply ask you, go back to your roots. Go and find out how they were able to manage these instances and begin to follow them up. And then you will know that sometimes when they say, do this thing, there are people who have considered that it may not favor you now, but do it first. Later on, you can query. You have to do it first. That is why they say obey before complain. Every instruction may not be acceptable. Obey first. But I tell you, a true fighter do not stop until justice is met. I will stop here at this moment. And of course, our lines will be open. And please, when you call, you tell us the way you think our ancestors managed their way and how it can be replicated in the modern day Biafran society. Of course, you must understand that those of you in Germany, those of you in Italy, those of you in Europe, America, everywhere, all their children are police. They are monitoring all of you who are foreigner. They are their police. Forget about the one putting on uniform. So when you are moving cham, you see your Igbo neighbor. They are the one monitoring you. Crow movement, they are the one that will call police for you. That is their route. They know how to their children. I hope you know and understand. Of course, at this moment, our lines are open. You, if you are Biafran anywhere in the world, understand that we are here to perform miracle. Our Biafran is the we are here to perform miracle. Our leaders say before we came, there is nobody like us. After we are gone, nobody will be like us. You need to be part of this miracle. It's not everything they say here. It's not everything. But if you are a Biafran, you will feel what's coming. And when we are telling you, look for IPOB and join. We are telling you to behave like American and understand that America first. Before Ogomo, America first. The church upon which the foundation of America was laid. And so Biafra first before anything. Biafra first. Biafra first. Look for IPOB family and join. Except you are not a Biafran, don't bother. We are about to perform miracle. Crossing the Red Sea. It will happen before all of you. Send us your name, your phone number, and look. Line if you are finding it difficult to find IPOB. Fulani herdsmen are bringing in foreigner and they are everywhere in our land. They want to kill us. And you think we come here on Radio Biafra and say, oh, how we are going to protect ourselves. But we protect our life. Look for IPOB and join. Ndi wenye sini mbumbu miri amangu onye abo. Hona imba mbumbu miri ka amangu onye abo. Adi amama. And that WhatsApp line is 07081545642. 07081545642. Our direct line is 081 221529171. 081 and the special number for the female is 081 288 Special number for the female 081 288 We need to understand all these secrets and so that our land can protect us. Are you there, caller on WhatsApp?
Yes, I'm here, Mazi. Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here, please. Your name and where are you calling from?
Yes, my name is Obi Manuel Chibike. I'm calling from the state of Israel. Mazi, thank you very much for go back to your root. Mazi, everything we are saying on Radio Biafra has been said before by our leader. We are just rephrasing it.
We are just rephrasing it, my brother. Go ahead.
We want to restore Biafra, that we want to go back to how we are before the British came. Our leader further says that 300 years ago, that the Fulani Caliphate that invade our land, but deal with them. I further do more inquiry about that topic, and I found out that it was flies, just a fly and the honeybee that descended on them. Many of them were killed. Then I begin to ask, is there no more just a fly, or is there no more Chukwukabiama in Biafra land? Why are they coming into our land and killing us one after the other? That means there's a missing line. We are missing a link because Chukwukabiama is still in, and we set those beasts in Biafra land. Yesterday, in our deputy leader broadcast, he was asking questions that he needs somebody to explain what is go back to your roots. And I tried so much time to call, but I couldn't get through. That is why we are talking about go back to your roots. It's not all about religion. It got nothing to do about religion. It's for us to look back to those things our mothers, our fathers asked that helped them. But today we cannot see it anymore. We have to go back to our roots and examine what they about women do that makes them to fight back the Britain and the Warren chief. But today, those things are no more there. Today they talk about gender equality. They talk about women's rights. Yesterday they celebrated International Women's Day. And the people are trying to teach equality. But in the old days, our fathers started gender equality. Our fathers go to farm with our mothers. Our mothers even have their own crops. They farm. Our fathers farm yam and our farm maize and the other crops. The Igbo people are telling us that we have to gender equality and all the rest. Tomorrow now, Saudi Arabia will come and be teaching us about gender equality. Then that started it just last week. Their women started. You talk about things fall apart, about Okonkwo. Okonkwo's father was very rich man. It is Okonkwo's mother that used to go to farm. Then. But today everything has changed. And when we talk about go back to your roots, people that we are trying to religion year. We are talking about how things happen. If this war that you are trying to bring to us come, how will our people survive it? How did they survive the war before? So is what we are trying to say. Our people, we answer professors, leaders of thought. Those leaders of thought cannot go back and research what our fathers did in the old days. I'll give an example. One thing I want to say now about this. Get what the soup they call Oha soup. Our forefathers loved this soup so much, and they found out that Oha is a seasonal leaf. That they cannot enjoy this Oha in the rest of the year. They come and do research and find out that Oha is only a tender leaf of the Oha tree. They say, how can we do this? They know that if you pluck out the old leaf, the new tender leaf will come and you have your Oha leaf. And they started enjoying it. But today, our professors, our leaders of thought cannot research on how we will be from year to year. Very soon, the mango will be out, and the mango will only rain for 2 weeks, and they are gone. And we call ourselves leaders of thought. We cannot do what our forefathers do. They were talking about when some people complain and report, go back to reality, because I know many people, what I see on Facebook, many people have been reporting that go back to reality is against Christians or menalists, against religion.
But I'm a Christian. When I see armed robber inside church, Bible in 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 12 says, so not until Yoruba stop collecting 10%, they are not going anywhere. Not until all Yoruba Muslims become Christian. I don't have problem with them, but their pattern of Christianity shows insincerity. Is that a crime? Jesus asked me to do what I'm doing. 1 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 12. Go ahead, please.
Exactly, Mazi. They are the ones that cry more than they believe. I have never seen a traditional man or a native doctor that goes to the church and destroy the church. But they are the pastors, the Yoruba Christians are the people that come to our native houses and destroy people's things. I thought that religion is just anything you like. But they are the ones complaining, reporting this program every day by day. So go back to your root. It's not all about religion. It's not all about telling people how to live their life. It's all about us, how we do. Lastly, Mazi, when we talk about people complaining about go back to their root, we found out that so many people have been complaining, and it's not the way we are trying to put the whole thing. They're trying to make it as if that go back to your root is against religion or against any other person, but it's not like that. Last year, something happened in Anambra State where the church is trying to dictate about how the community will be running their tradition. A Catholic bishop of Oka go to the House of Assembly and sponsor a bill. He co-sponsored a bill on how our people will be doing burial. That bill has been passed into law. Now it's a crime to deposit a corpse in mortuary in Anambra State for more than 2 months. It's now a crime to mourn somebody for 1 week. They put a law that if you cannot mourn somebody more than 1 week, no gunshot during burial, and other things. How can these people be leaving the church where they have the authority to govern their people and come inside the community and be passing law, traditional laws? It's unacceptable. That is what we are saying. We are not barring anybody from practicing what he believes. So I didn't make it possible yesterday to call our deputy leader. I would have explained all these things because there has been wrong information going on the air that we are trying to manipulate people.
No, of course, our deputy supreme leader stand is very clear on this issue. What he knows is that nobody should attack anybody's religion. And if they are wrong in any way, we followed it that way. And that is why I tell you, my own concern is that before IPOB came, Yoruba pastors are the one controlling Biafran youth. Not even in Nyanwood or anybody. And which is not supposed to be so. Why are we not controlling their youth? Now, let me say something in support of what you are saying. When we go to Yoruba, they give us a location, one canal or one swamp to develop. We develop there. They will keep us there. Once in a while, they come and monitor us. If any of us is ripe for taking, they kill you and walk away. Yoruba don't allow us to intermingle with them in their community. They give us area. The same thing the Hausa. But you know in Biafra land now, somebody will come to a family house and give one room to Hausa. But if we understand that our ancestors were not doing this thing, they won't do that. Our ancestors don't do that. But today now, many houses in Biafra land, family house, which family house is there? 90% of Biafran home have Fulani there. Do security house for them, paint it very well, repair it very well. That one is even fair. But some people will come to a family house, all those ones that are face me and face me room, they will give our man. Yoruba will not do that. And why would they not wake up in the middle of the night and burn our community down? And how would they not sneak out from your house and cause havoc and sneak back and you will protect them? But in their own places, they push shots in a corner where they can see us as easy target. Because they are on their route. They are doing what their father told them. Is it not Amado Bello that told them that they should not allow us to control our life? So they went back to their route and they are obeying it. Why can't our people listen? How was Fulani are obeying? They are back to their route. Their route. He told them, you must not allow the Igbo to have control of their life. You must brutally and ruthlessly take over their life from them. They went back to their route and they are doing it today. And somebody is getting done and say, we are fighting and you are talking religion. But I will not release the next word because such people will die. When I say go back to your route, go back to your route. Let us save our land. Biafra land first. Biafra land first. I was listening to my leader broadcast before I came on air. He said something. He said they can rape my wife, they can rape my children, they can kill anybody, they can do anything, but you can't say anything. And they are doing it and walking away with impunity because they went back to their route. Fulani route to ask them to kill us. And they are doing that today. So what did our own route say? Okay, we should die. I don't know how to sing that song. When they are telling Jesus Christ, if you know how to sing it, you sing it for me. I don't want to eh? God bless you. Let us tell ourselves the truth. Fulani went back to their route. That is what they are doing. Yoruba went back to their route. That is what they are doing. Why is it that we cannot go back to our route? Go back to our route. Let me change the definition. That is put Biafra first. Put Biafra first. Exactly. But of course, they will understand it's just a matter of time. Thank you very much. We must proceed, my brother.
Thank you, Mazi.
Thank you. Our people must understand. This may be knowledge too deep for you to understand, but you have to. You have to. You don't have a choice. You don't have a choice in this aspect. Biafra first, I must tell you. Are you there, caller on the line?
Yeah.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Good evening. My name is Monday Simpson. I'm coming from Akwa Ibom.
How about here?
Now I'm talking here. George Onyibe, we want to form IPOB here, but because no IPOB is very near here. Yeah. So, know how you go do.
What is there is send me a text message. I will respond to you.
Okay.
Send me a text message. I will follow. I will direct you to the nearest coordinator so that they can help you people.
Okay.
It's all right.
Thank you. Brother. This is my first time. Thank you.
Thank you very much, and you are welcome to this platform.
All
yes,
right. Thank you.
Yeah, caller on WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening from here. Go ahead, please.
Yes. My name is Mazi Okeri Onyedikachi, and I'm calling this evening from Iguacha. I really thank you, my brother, for bringing us and directing our head where it should be. Because if you check very well, I am proud to keep the traditions of my ancestors. Going back to our root means Biafra first, defending our land. And we must have to defend our land. And how do we defend our land? We defend our land with the content that is in our land. Our ancestors were very wise people and I respect them. They are wiser than what we were imposed. The life we are living today, that we are being imposed in today, they are wise than what we live today. In those days, they know how to bring a problem, look at that problem, and prefer solution to it. But today, nothing. We can't even solve a problem before us. I am so proud of my tradition. I am an Ogomo. I'm proud to say it. The reason why I'm proud, I don't want to, I'm not casting aspersion on any other person. As a matter of fact,
how do they call Ogomo in English? Call Ogomo in English.
Ogomo does not even have an English interpretation because there are things that doesn't have English. But I can translate
I want
it to
you
the
to
worship
translate
of
it because our people must understand. So what is
translate
Ogo?
it to the reverence? I can translate it to the reverencing of spirits.
Ogo and Mo. I know
Ogo, yes,
Mo is spirit. So Ogo is a bottle because we call Ogo bottle.
No, Ogo means the calling of spirits, the reverencing of spirit. For instance, what the white man calls prayer. When you pray, you invoke spirits. That's what it simply means.
Go ahead. Let me not dive into that. Go ahead. And of course, that is Zoo Epileptic Network. We must continue. Our people must understand. Sometimes we need little traditional principle to protect our village.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead, please.
So, what I'm trying to say is, if I'm going well, we will find that our forefathers had the ability to protect and guard our villages. Now, for those who feel that going back to your root means those division, I think the millipede is crying, or the person who smelled the millipede is even trying to cry more than the millipede. Ajayi Crowder, a Yoruba man, came to our land and condemned the spirits we had in our land, condemned our tradition to be evil. But he never went to his land to condemn Shango. He never went to his land to condemn Ogun. That is the same thing that even all those Yoruba pastors till tomorrow still worship. Amotekun came out and said that they are going to defend their land with the power of their ancestors and the gods of their land. You never heard any of these Yoruba pastors coming out to say we are not part of it, because they never demonized their own. But they came to our land and demonized everything we had. And they said we were worshiping idols before, but they never also understood that we were worshiping Chukwukabiama. So my question is Chukwukabiama part of that idol? Or are they trying to tell me that Chukwukabiama does not have angels? And the angels of Chukwukabiama are in. So sometimes when you sit and look at these things and you look at those who cries that we are trying to bring religion into this, nobody's bringing religion. Rather, you're the one condemning people's tradition.
You are Ogomo and I am a Christian. That makes us even. But what are we fighting for?
Of course, we are not.
What are we fighting for? Biafra.
We are fighting to restore Biafra.
As simple as
short. That's the first thing that should be on our mind.
As simple as short.
So I see. So I think people shouldn't feel agitated when go back to your roots is being talked about, because today we know a song that is called that they sing "Mami Water Power, Powerless Power," and it was sung by religious people and who never knew there are people who worship God, and that is their right. So in as much as we are talking about going to our roots, I believe our ancestors had a way they solved problem, and that is the angle I'm looking at it from. How were they able to manage their homes without speaking of English, without having the three arms of government? They were able to manage our community. Today we have something in the ancient times. We have something called Ogunofo. Ogunofo is not an item you hold. Ogunofo simply means before you come to judge another man's matter, you must be clean within yourself.
Come to equity.
And this is how must come with clean hand. Our forefathers had this thing before the white man came. And when they came, our forefathers were religious people. They gave their house. They gave them places to build their worship centers.
Religious tolerance.
Turned around and burnt our shrines and called them evil. So who is actually opposing who? So let's go back to our root. Let's learn the way our fathers lived their life, and let's learn how to protect our lives. Thank you, sir.
We must continue. Our people must understand. It is as simple as ABCD. There is no unity in our community as it used to be in those days. If you go to Bayelsa now, you see what Fulani Navy are doing. But there is no community setting to air their view. All you can hear is, oh, they are born a community in Abia, they are born a community in Enugu, they are born a community in Bayelsa, they are born, but these people, what happened? Why is it that they cannot mobilize to stop these people? Because there is no more tribal way of unification in our land. They take everything that held us together. I'm asking you, we have to go back there. Go to Bayelsa and see what Navy, Nigerian terrorist Navy are doing to Lamizu. This year alone, they have burned up to 3 communities in Bayelsa. You don't know when they start. Even the people in the community don't know. They will always be sleeping. The next thing, Nigerian Navy is burning down their community. Why? Because there is no community. But I hope they will understand what you are saying. Are you there, caller, on WhatsApp?
Yes, I'm there. Matt, good evening from
Good evening.
here.
Yeah. Go ahead,
And,
please.
And good evening, Biafrans and lovers of freedom. My name is most favor Onyibe, and I come from Zobul. Zobul is in Ekwusigonewu province, Biafran land, and I'm calling you from Kingdom of Netherlands. Yeah, Mazi, what I have to say tonight is I just come online to make a little announcement, please.
Go ahead.
Can you hear me? Thank you.
If it's coming from the right form, go ahead with it.
Of course. Of course. The announcement I have to make is concerning I'm serving
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, please. Onyibe, go ahead.
Yeah. All right, thank you. Yeah, I have an announcement. Thank you. I have an announcement to make, please. I just to call the IPOB family here in Netherlands that there will be an IPOB meeting here in Netherlands come 22nd of March 2020. And the venue for this meeting is at Egoli number 9, and postcode is 1103 AC. Please, I urge all Biafrans living in Netherlands that this meeting is a must meeting, and always try to invite all your friends. Please, if you are in any way you're lost on your way, or you need address or some information concerning the meeting, please, you can call the following numbers. You can call 0616668830. I repeat the number again, please. You can call 0616663830. The second number you can call also is 0685499792. Please, all Biafrans and IPOB living in Netherlands, please, whether you are a member of IPOB or not, this is a time to join this family. You all see is happening down there in Biafran land, and it's about time we give our leader Mazen Namdekano all the support he needs. Please, if you're in Netherlands and you didn't come for this meeting, you just know that you are among the people that are putting us in this mess. I urge every one of you to be, please, any province you are in Netherlands, please, all way leads to Amsterdam, number 9 Egoli, 22nd of March. Please, I urge everyone, invite your friends, invite your family. Our leader will also be in Netherlands. Please, everyone. This is what I just come on air to announce, and I sign out. I remember most favor Onyibe, PRO Netherlands. Thank you so much.
We must continue. Be in everything. Go back to your route. Yes, a caller on WhatsApp. Are you still there?
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, Master John Paul.
My name is John Paul Madawuchi. I'm Lagos and Western Red. I greet all Biafrans wherever they are on the face of the earth. I'm saying, may Lord God in heaven be with every one of them. And my special greetings also to our leader, Mazi Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and our deputy, Mazi Uchimifo, and everybody that is working assiduously for the restoration of Biafra. I always say that, I always ask Biafrans, wherever they are, that had it been our leader, director has not come, what will have become of us by this time? That question, I will leave it to the conscience of every Biafran on the face of the earth. And those people that are dabbling or that they don't know their faith, whether to join or not, I will leave it to their conscience. Now, there is something you said, you see, that you said, go back to our roots. You know, people misunderstanding, they have forgotten that if there is no past, there will not be tomorrow. There is
no, they fall from heaven. Have you read the Yoruba history? They say they fall from heaven and landed in Egypt. Their father now trekked to Yoruba land. But we didn't fall from heaven. Our father came. They taught me the Yoruba history. They fall from heaven. Our people don't go to their root. If we tell them they are Yoruba now, they say, no, it's again. They fall from heaven. We didn't fall from heaven. Go ahead, please.
So this brings me to what I'm about to say, that just like what you said, that we did not fall from heaven. We are the remnants of the earth. There is what we call, I want people to make their research, because IPAB, Biafran Radio Biafra is a citadel of learning. I want people to make their research. There is what we call Adama. There is where you can find that word Adama, a Central language. And that Adama means before man fell, what was man called? This Adama were the divine being, they were the spirit being, God fragmenting himself, God making himself, duplicating himself into the earth. Now, these were the autochtons, these were the, in Igbo language, they call them the Akwanshi. They call them the owners of the land, the remnants of the earth. They call them Ndembu, the people of the old, the people of the ancients. That was when before Adam fell, they called them Adama. In Amiibo today, there is a story how creation came. They will tell you in Amiibo, if you go to Amiibo, they will tell you they are the one. Igbo originate from their own place. Why he will tell you the same, why he will also take their own part. What this thing is telling us is there were people that begins this earth, this origin of earth, they habit the Biafra land. Now, when man fell, they now call them Adam. And if you, in Igbo language, when man fall, it's called Adam. I want people to reason very, very well. In Igbo language today, when man fell, it is called Adam. So before man fell, called Adama, the people of the old, the people of the beginning of the earth, they were called the Akwanshi, Ndembu. So after the fall of man, these men were called Adam, which means in Igbo language, Adam. Now, when people say that Igbo people, they didn't know their history or whatever, I'm saying they, just like what our leader have said, Igbo people were the one that first inhabit this earth. The first language of civilization was Igbo. We have 5 Semitic languages. These 5 Semitic languages, we have Igbo, we have Hebrew, we have Akkadian, we have the Canaanite. Families of these languages. This Igbo language is the language of civilization, the first language of civilization. It was in Igbo land, it was in Biafra land that every other civilization were prepared before they were being exported. And that it was the Igbo men, the early men, that started the routine of life. And that is why we have Ike Orio Afonko, these 4 market days. These former days were the calendar of the ancient of the Igbos. So when people talk, I will just be wondering, where are they coming from? You know, there's one thing Marcus Garvey said. Marcus Garvey said that people that doesn't know the history of their past is like a tree without a root or without a taproot. That is what is happening to us today. If Biafra, I didn't believe there is no IPOB, we are gone. It is time for us to appreciate who we are. Igbo language itself, what Igbo language means is the people of the ancient, people of the old. In Yoruba language, Igbo means people of the forest. What does that tell you? Igbo were all these things. Igbo language is the first language. And that was why when they came and saw what in Biafra land, they said, no, these people, there is more to these people. And that is why till today, I put it to anybody to go and make his research. There is no archaeological item that is more oldest or that is more older than Biafran artifacts on earth. I want people to go and make their research and prove me wrong on radio. This shows that they were doing back iron smithing in Igbo land, just like in Soka, the Oka Smith. These were people that started this bronze making in Biafra land.
In Enugu, they don't talk about it too. It's Evo now, it's Evo site in Enugu. No. Where they discovered that they made iron on earth and their handwork is still there.
Today,
if land by now, they will be, you will hear tourism in advance. They'll be doing tourism. But people don't even understand why we Biafra.
They don't know. If this thing that we are just doing, people think it's just we are doing it for fun. We should ask ourselves this simple question. Why is it that our forefathers live more than us? Highest person that live now, highest 90 years. One, if you live
and that 90 years itself, they will be wearing him pampers. He won't even have brain again.
Oh,
but
God,
before you see 120 years, he will go and marry. David at the age of 120 years married a damsel that should be around 16 years old girl. But people now think that if you see people who are old now, they are people who are 60 now are behaving like old men. They are not calling their papa. They are doing like papa. Whereas that is the beginning of the life of our father. I saw them.
So when people just talk, I will just laugh. In Igbo land or in Biafra land, there is what you call natural. You don't need to put police anywhere. Everybody knows the law. Everybody knows the boundary. There are some things you don't do because there is a natural law, a divine law that was stipulated, and everybody knows it. There's what you call oral tradition. This oral tradition is being passed from fathers to generation to generation. This is how we grow. This is how we sell. This is how we prepare our society. And that is why our society has been keep saying. But after, just like what Onyibe said, after the fall of Arochukwu, Biafra land was being decimated into pieces, and things begin to go backwards. In our land today, there are some places like in my village, they say vulture doesn't land anymore. What does that tell you? It shows that that land has been contaminated. But before, vulture will land. What is the function of vulture? Vulture will come and pick up. It's in the Bible. Vulture will come and pick up the scavenge or the decaying things in the society.
Our brothers sang a song, but many people don't understand that song. But I'm happy he's a Christian. He said, Mambo, udedeniru ezonye ngoto iwe so kande Boko Haram nande Nigeria GMA hiwe choiji ame. But people will not understand what he's saying. We just want our people to have a feeling of who they are for us. That is the only time you can have value for what your father has. If you cannot go back to your root and you are fighting for Biafra, you don't know the Biafra you are fighting for. That is why most of us cannot die for Biafra. You must know who they are. Feel their pain. Put yourself in their position. You see their spirit will engulf you. Of course, they live in you. You the privilege to feel themselves to you. There are men and women today. If the world say, let 1 million people come and die, so they give Biafra, you will see 2 million will come out. That is why we Fulani are threatening us. They don't know how we are prepared we are. They don't. They don't. But nothing will give you this morale except you have embraced the spirit of Biafra. Go ahead and try to summarize.
You're right, when you see. These are the things our people must know. These don't just come by chance.
Just look at our leader. Just look at our leader somewhere in UK as a citizen. How many people, how many Nigerians, how many Africans in UK are citizens? But he was a citizen. That is when the Bible says that Moses forsook the riches of Egypt, looking for a city where the maker and the builder alone is God. The Bible is repeating itself in our time. And those who are reading the Bible cannot understand that we are looking for a city where the builder, the owner, the maker is Chukwu Kikabiama alone.
Even if you read the book of Nostradamus, the French musician, he prophesied in 17th century to 16th century about Onyibe, that the prince will rise at the gun-like map, at the point of trigger. People lack sense of history.
Thank you very much.
And we should ask ourselves, why is it that our tradition is so coincides with the scriptures? Let me
that's a good one. Almost all our tradition, they coincide with the scripture. And I understand this. Talking about religion, we still have to talk. But American understand. American first. Nigerian know that is Kaaba first. They don't even know if you are in Nigeria.
Let me say one thing before I hang up. You cannot separate man with religion. The reason is man himself is a religious being by nature.
It's a worship creature.
It's a worship creature. A man will always find a way to navigate his way into the divine realm. There is no great man from a religion. It is now how the man put his worship and the kind of religion he put out to people or in a society. Our people must learn. Let me hang on here so that other people can call it.
Thank you very much. Of course, that is our Lagos State coordinator as well as the Western rep, John Paul Maduabuchi. Of course, we must continue. Our people must understand. We want you to value Biafra more than any other thing. That is our target on this very segment. So look for people closer to you and join. Caller on the line, are you there?
Right there.
Of course, this is Onyibe and this is Radio Biafra ANCESTRAL. You are on air, your name and where are you calling from?
Okay, my name is Onyibe. I'm calling from Bolafo in Enugu State. So, this is my first time to get in radio, and you don't say why they try.
Congratulations.
So, I'm very happy today. So I use this opportunity to tell all those people where they fight for us. So this is so program I will make everything normal.
Thank you very much.
Happy. This is so program I will normal.
You see.
So
thank you.
Come next time.
Call on WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp. You have been talking and I've not brought you in. So you have to start all over again. Your name and where you call.
Oh, my brother George Onyibe. Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Chibuzo, and I'm calling from Germany. And Chibuzo is from Amibo, the great land of Biafra land. Biafra land is a holy land, a land of honor, a land of peace and dignity. I want to use this opportunity to thank Almighty Elohim for the opportunity that He has given to us today, and thank Him for the life of our Supreme Leader and Deputy, and you, Judge Onyibe, and all principal officers who are doing things that nobody sees for the restoration of the Holy Land. May the Chukwu Okike Abiama bless each of us in the mighty name of Yahweh Masha, I pray. He say. My brother, George Onyibe, I thank you for your topic and what you've been preaching. You know, let me just put my little contribution. If I say what I'm supposed to say now, even so many people, even people in DOS might even say no. Some people will try to murmur, oh, this. If God should open your eye to tell you whom our leader is, all this story people are talking because of this brainwash of church has destroyed our memory. I am one of them. Let me just say, Biafra, I am one of those that church has destroyed, if not by the grace.
Sorry, Mazi, just a minute. Let me respond to something before I escape my mind. Just hold on, please. A brother on the Facebook is by name Ukafo Enyimoro or Enyimoro Ukafo. Said, please, Onyibe, tell your followers to remove Lord as you are addressed. Thank you, sir. Mazi Ukafo, I understand your feeling, and that is why we want Biafrans to wake up. If I am addressed, it's not a sin. The apartment you are living is called landlord. Is it a sin to answer landlord? You build bacha, it's a landlord. This is the problem we want our people to wake up from. Somebody built in Port Harcourt, we have bacha house. The of one bacha house is called lordo. Landlord. I'm a landlord now. Is it a sin to answer landlord? This is the problem. You are not looking at Fulani headsmen. You are not looking at the evil. Now, your problem on social media now, the one you don't like now is, hey, why are they addressing Onyibe as Lord? Lord, did he put money into my account? The person who is called Lord. Our people must go on all this. I just want to address you, my brother. Lord is nothing. God is not Lord. If we use Lord for God, for Chukwu Okike Abiama, that is because we are still recovering from the grammar confusion. The owner of my one room is called Lord. The terrorists that create Nigeria is called Lord. They still call God Lord. Is that not an insult to God? Or what do we call the owner of our apartment? Is he not landlord? Let our people wake up. That is how they are calling Mazin and the Kano, he say holy. But they don't even know the meaning of holy. Holy is another word for sanctification. Sanctification simply means set aside. You put something aside for special purpose. It could be for divine purpose. It didn't mean that that thing in itself has become the creator. Our people should live English. That's why I say go back to it. Thank you, my brother, for giving me this time. Go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting you.
My brother, Johnny, God bless you. Please, my brother, I want to beg you, I want to appeal to you of something. You know, these people that are saying this thing, they have seen what Almighty Chukwu Okike Abiama have placed in stock for us. So want to sow anger, bitterness. Maybe you will just, I remember when my supreme leader, he got angry. He said, please, before he offend the spirit of the Elohim, he said, these people are trying to match those that God has called so that they can do to sin against the spirit of the Most High Elohim. And the moment he do it, the grace
our
of God
leader said it in his last broadcast. He said some people wanting to sin against the spirit of God so that he will not enter. He said, but I will not.
Let me tell you, that is what I'm appealing to you.
No,
Because
they can't.
So
my case has been
because
settled. They can't provoke me. As I'm talking to you, you think I'm provoked? This is how I talk. They can't provoke me. It's not possible. They can't wake me from sleep.
We should remember that we are under oath. And why I'm telling you now, those people who are crying when we call it a supreme leader, our supreme leader, and Mazen Nandekali is more than supreme leader. If God should open your eye to show you, because when Christ, Yahweh Yeshua came, he was teaching in the temple. They say, is it not the son of this Bible? Word of God is repeating himself, but our people are so deaf and dumb and blind. They cannot see. If you know whom Nnamdi Kanu is, he made a comment. Sometimes he say he's more than know him more better than anybody. That man, you people are saying, if I should say it, even some people can go and transform and say we are blaspheming. But let it be that way, because those who want to die in their, but I'm talking to Biafra. I'm talking to the hardcore Biafra who are yapping here and there, who claim to be hardcore, because you are not hardcore. If you are hardcore in spirit and in faith, you would, by now you would have seen spiritually what is happening. Some people are even still not sure what is going on. My brother, I want to ask us a question. Why I say I am even among those that Christianity nearly finished my life, but if not by the grace of say he will save those he will save, that he brought this young man made me what I am today. He made me see, I can feel, I know whom I am now. And nobody can deceive me. So I'm talking to Biafra. I'm not talking to those Fulani born blood Biafrans. I'm talking to the real Biafrans. Let us stop this, because religion, when it enter your brain, the religion enter the brain of the Biafran so badly. Let me tell us how this religion enter. British could not penetrate the greatness of the Creator upon their life. The British are the Viper Empire. They saw it, and then they know that only thing we can use to bring these people down is religion. That is Britain, no? And look at Yoruba again, saw it from their Oluwa, what they are worshiping. They saw it. And tell me, all the whole powerful ministry of men of God, is it not from Yoruba? Do you know, Onyibe, they came to my fathers to make deliverance. My God, when I remember it, I get crazy. In my own village, Ofo, what is Ofo? Most Ofo, they come, the Yoruba church came and burned the Ofos them. My forefather, how did they worship God? How did they worship Chukwuka? We want to go and worship God as our ancestors. The son of how they worship God. These people should stop deceiving ourselves with this Catholic and Christomatical church. We have gone and gone. Let us come to our sense. Let us pray and fast that God deliver us first of all before we are talking of Biafra. Because when I see people who are talking about going back to, we are not going to worship idol. We are going to serve what our forefather Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God and the serve. If we don't go back to our root, we are not going anywhere. So let us not stop deceiving ourselves. That's why sometimes I don't call again. I don't make call. I do what I know how to do to make sure, because I'm ready to give my life for Biafra as I'm talking to you now. But it's not what I'm going to come to talk every day on radio or what. Please let our people. Let you people leave Brother George Onyibe. Let you people never talk any evil against our supreme leader. Our supreme leader is the son of the Most High.
We need
God sent that man. And anybody who calls him is cursed forever. Anybody who speaks evil against him, let me reveal the secret for you today. You and your generation is cursed. Because if you know this, it will help you to reason very well. That you are pastor, you are bishop, you are here. Leave church. How did our father Abraham worship God? How did our father Isaac and Jacob and Eli worship God? Let us go back there and worship.
Thank you very much.
And when we serve God, look at the flag.
Thank you very much.
Cow went to the secret place of your 35 cow died there. But your own, they come and take all the whole thing and burn it and tell you people are scavenging like idiots. Since I stopped going to church, since 2 years, I stopped going to church. I am more with any person, and I'm blessed because I'm praying the Biafra campaign can lead us to those who. So let us just stop this nonsense. People writing rubbish.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yes, I will be drawing the curtain on this segment, but believe me, if I am broadcasting and nobody have challenged me, I'm not always happy because I have not delivered somebody. At least now I deliver somebody. Many money to be delivered. Some deliverance. You cannot redeem them. But it's as simple as that. If you want to check everything they call evil in English language, convert it to your language. Then check everything they call holy in English language. Convert it to your language. It will shock you. And sometimes you know that God allow all of us to exist. Because it's the beauty of it. But like I said, first, Mazen Nandekanu is my pastor. And Radio Biafra is where we worship. You will get used to it, don't worry. Like my brother Ukafo, or maybe my sister, but Ukafo now, we know that Lord is no, there is nothing Lord. Lord don't put money in my bank account. They don't pay you that you are Lord. Now Ukafo now know, for instance, that when they say you are Lord, they didn't say you are Jesus Christ. They didn't say you are Muhammad. That means all the owner of the houses in Nigeria, both the one that stole to build house, all of them are Lord. Landlord, all of them are Lord, landlord. They will call land and put them Lord. Let us be wise. I will be signing off from here temporarily, of course. Biafra first. You must put ahead of anything. And that is the only way you get Biafra. You will not value what you do not have. I remember Jesus Christ in Matthew 24. The Bible says when he came from there, he looked over. He didn't weep over heaven, he didn't weep over earth. He looked at Jerusalem and wept and said, oh Jerusalem, thou faithful and holy city, how I have tried to gather you like a chicken will gather its hen, but you will not listen to me. Behold, destruction has come upon you. But he that is often reproved without correction, his calamity will come without destruction. Here to reprove you, so that your calamity will not come without destruction. I sign off from here. Don't go anywhere because I'm coming back right after this moment. Just temporarily listening off to come back to another segment. Be good. Be unapological Biafra. We don't want to conquer anybody. We don't want to take that which belongs to another person. But our Fulani who say they will never allow us to be in control of our life. There are British government who say they need our oil and we must remain poor and we must die and they must suck the oil. This is the problem. And I want everybody to put their energy in removing everything that I've done. We don't have any other enemy. They won't.
The history of a people, I repeat, is like the stream of life from which the character form and structure of the identity, their backwardness and progress are drawn. It affords a people the platform to predict their future. Though, just as every stream has a source, so every group of people has a beginning.
I had a voice on the radio Biafra. London is the mouthpiece of the Biafrans. Nandekanu is his name. He made a vow to fight the end. Till our nation Biafra is restored. We love him, he's our mentor. Biafra is for real. Yeah. We will keep on fighting, till the end.
Anything you hear on radio Biafra is the gospel truth.
I had a voice right in the air, sounding like a thunder, calling for my freedom. Yeah, now I conquer. I had a voice right in the air, telling me to say, Biafra's freedom is near. It's telling me, Biafra is mine. Biafra is my home. My home. It's telling me Biafra is my home. Until I wake up one day, one morning, I tune to my radio 102.1 FM, radio, Biafra. All I had is love.
The people cannot predict their future if they do not know their past.
Yeah. Nandekano's voice. I had a voice like him. Yeah. Sunday like a Sunday. Calling for my freedom. Yeah. Now I conquer. I had a voice like him. Yeah. Telling me to listen. Biafra freedom is late. It's telling me Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. My home. It's telling me Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. Is my home. My home. My home. I had a voice I think, yeah. Sunday like a Sunday. Calling for telling me to listen. Biafra freedom is late. It's telling me Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. My home. It's telling me Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. My home. It's telling me Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. My home. Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. Biafra is my home. My home.
My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I'm leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth. For the rest of my life, be a loyal and dedicated servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We will serve you. We will not let you down. We are not going to retreat 1 inch. We will not surrender. Biafra will come.
You say, Biafra we come. Biafra we come. We want the microphone. Shaka man Kurubito, yeah.